Welcome to Destination Deanna. I'm Deanna, love guide to all and kept wife strategist to the women I'm called to serve. Please consider my channel your self-help learning library for love. Join me every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time for our weekly coaching gem, where I give guidance to elevate your love experience. And on Wednesdays at 1 p.m., tune in for Sounds About Wife, where I give my unique wife perspective and prepare professional women like you to become kept wives. So hit that subscribe button and let's start this love journey together. See you soon, my loves. Hey, my loves. Hey, Kepties. Hey, support hers. I am back. Do I look a little tanned? I feel it. Listen, I've been gone for over a week, about 10 days, just living it up in Turks and Caicos with my love. Celebrating 2 wonderful, amazing years of wedded bliss. Who says that the honeymoon year is like just a year? You can have that honeymoon vibe and feeling for as long as you intend and want to maintain it. Hey, Kepti Alice. It looks like my stream is like a little slow. I don't know what's going on. Good afternoon and ready. Yes, I'm ready to be back. And here is Kepti Ashley. Thank you so much. It feels so good to be back. I don't know if y'all saw. Look, Shelby left me a message. She must have woke up this morning and left this message. Hi, mommy. I love you. I miss you. See you. I love your videos. You're the best mom in the world. Thank you so much, Pooh. I know you're going to watch it back. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Alice. So let's get into it. Before I left, I actually planned out, my content for the next few months or so. But I thought it would be really fitting to go more in depth into boundaries, right? We cannot talk about this enough because it is a conversation that you will need to have with yourself over and over again. Like, I'm married, I'm happily kept, I'm in a happy marriage. But that does not mean that I don't still have to work on my own boundaries with myself, boundaries with my husband, boundaries with clients, boundaries with family, all of the things. So today we are actually going to talk about the power of boundaries. And the subtitle is Say Yes to You in Love. Right? On this channel, if you're new, I'm sorry. If you're new, I'm Deanna, the kept wife strategist. Will it come up? Yes, I'm Deanna, the kept wife strategist. My primary focus is to, help women marry well and avoid marrying wrong, right? And I equip them to actually thrive in marriage, more specifically when they're kept, right? So let me tell you the intention of today's specific lesson, right? And this will give you a little bit more of like what I'm really trying to get at with this lesson. So we're talking about setting clear boundaries. And I want you to think of this as the ultimate way to say yes to yourself when it comes to love, right? So we're going to learn that boundaries are actually a form of self-governance. Usually when we talk about boundaries or there are conversations about it, it's always from the aspect of like protecting you from other people, giving someone else a boundary. I want to help you shift your perspective so you can start to see the benefit to yourself in having boundaries, right? Because they actually create space for healthier and more fulfilling relationships. So, you know what my intention is. Let me also tell you who I'm not talking to and what I'm not saying. That's also very important, right? I'm not telling you to build these impenetrable walls, right? Or use boundaries as a weapon. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not saying that you should manipulate others or force them into submission with your boundaries either. I'm also not suggesting that setting boundaries is about pushing people away. Instead, the focus is more about ensuring that you are treated with the respect that you deserve. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. Oh, honey, you made it. You made it back to work. I miss you already. I miss you already, baby. All right. So we got our intention out the way, right? So let me also share a little bit of personal experience with this. So I wanted to share a little bit of a story about a client that I had named Tiffany, successful professional woman, right? And she used to bend over backward to please people. Like, of course, this was at work, but it also spilled over into her very active dating life. She is beautiful, right? So she had no issues attracting people, right? But her propensity to bend over backwards to please everybody, she was always attracting the types of partners who never truly valued her until she would set the clear boundaries. So she would be in these situations and just constantly going out of her way to please, going out of her way to meet their specifications, and then her needs were not being met. So I actually took the time to introduce her to my yes to you concept, right? It's a concept that helps you to set boundaries, but it's a reminder to yourself that you have to first say yes to you before you can say yes to anything anyone else offers you. It's the same kind of concept of like captivity. When I teach women about becoming kept, I know like we talk about the man doing it and having your keeper husband, and that's awesome. But before you can get there, you have to first learn about being kept, right? Absent of the man. You have to first be kept by God. You have to know what that is for yourself before you can even accept a keeper. So this is the same thing. The concept of say yes to you, right? So once I introduced Tiffany to this, she actually started saying yes to herself. And that means her wants, her desires. And she started to communicate her needs more clearly. And that transformed her dating life. She began attracting partners that valued her, that respected her more, and she had better dating experiences. Now, the thing is, she isn't the only one that this worked for. She was just the person that came top of mind when I thought about this concept. And I've seen it work for various other women. That means it can work for you, right? So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. If you are a note taker, now we're going to get into the lesson. I'm actually only going to cover 3 points today, so probably not that many notes, but if you want to take notes, now would be the time. Today's lesson, I'm always giving you what to consider, right? I'm not saying this is fact. I'm not saying you have to do it, but I am sharing experience with you, sharing research with you, and sharing a different perspective for you to consider that can completely transform your love life. So let's start. The first point I want to review is number 1, clear boundaries. Sorry, that is misspelled, and that's gonna like drive me insane. So let me fix that. Clear boundaries are a sign of self-respect. What do I mean by that? Well, boundaries define what you will and won't accept. They are basically an affirmation of your worth. They are not a barrier to connection, right? And statistically, a study in the Journal of Counseling Psychology found that individuals who set clear boundaries report 40% higher relationship satisfaction. I know why, right? You can expect more things when you're clear about them. The number one complaint in marriages that are leading to divorce, in relationships that are not happy, is like unmet expectations. But we're finding that they were never discussed. So people are having these expectations without actually explaining them, without making sure the person is aware of them. So what's the perspective shift that you need in order to really grasp the concept of clear boundaries and how they are a sign of self-respect? Well, instead of seeing boundaries as a limitation, it's not a limitation. It's not a way to lessen the experience. Instead, you can view them as guidelines for how you want to be treated. Right? It's not a hard rule, it's a guideline. And if a person does not want to adhere to that, then you have a choice, right? But you're also giving the person a choice. You're letting them know what you require, what are your standards, and they have the choice whether or not they want to adhere to that. And this also helps you from wasting time. I could say so much. Listen, I could say so much, but that is the perspective shift that's going to help you. Instead of seeing boundaries as limitations, you want to view them as guidelines for how you want to be treated. Number 2, boundaries are not about controlling others. Again, most of the talks about boundaries tend to be outward focused. If you are new to Destination Deanna, you will see a common trend here is that we are inner focused. Why? Because inner is you. You are the only person that you actually have control over. You can inspire others, you can give boundaries, you can do all of the things, and that may, cause them to behave in a manner that aligns with what you desire to experience, but you can't make anyone. You can't control them. So let's talk a little more about that. A boundary is your personal guideline. Remember, that was the first perspective shift. Like, we're seeing it as a guideline for how we want to be treated. So remember that is a personal guideline. It's not a tool to manage someone else's behavior. Sometimes this is a tough pill to swallow, right? You may have a great person. You may like a lot of things about them. However, there may be misalignment with the boundary you have, and you literally have no way to make them acquiesce to it. So just reminding yourself, my boundaries are my personal guidelines. They're not a tool for me to manage how someone else behaves. It's an opportunity to give someone a choice to align with your boundaries. That's all it is. Right. And another statistic about setting healthy boundaries, the American Psychological Association indicates that setting healthy boundaries can reduce stress by up to 35%. Listen, stress literally kills physically, right? But in terms of like our mental health, stress gets in the way of you having mental clarity. It gets in the way of your creativity. It gets in the way of your peace. So we don't want to be doing anything that's going to add to the stress. So what is the perspective shift here, right? Boundaries are not about controlling others. So I want you to replace the thought, like I must control him to feel safe, with I control my own actions and deserve respect. I control my own actions. The focus is inward. The boundary is just a guideline for how you want to be respected and treated. And it's an opportunity. You're giving someone the choice to align with you. Number 3, the final thing. Oh, and I'm sorry. Let me get to the comments because they probably go with what I'm saying. Definitely inner focused. It's a lifelong journey. Absolutely. My Kepties know. We focus on what we can control. And number 3, boundaries invite better relationships. Remember, Tiffany, I told you about it's not that she had a lack of options. She had plenty of options. But once she was able to clearly set the boundaries, that's when she started attracting a higher caliber of men and better dating experiences. So when you set clear boundaries, you naturally filter in partners who align with your values and respect your space. If you're just Miss Go Along to get along, oh yeah, that's going to attract them all. And then what's going to happen? You're going to have to sift through all of that. I tell my Kepties all the time, it's better to have 2 quality men to choose from than to have 20 where there might only be 1 or 2 in the 20. You don't want to be exhausting yourself sifting through and vetting men. You don't want to do that. You actually want to govern yourself in a way that actually does a lot of the vetting for you, right? It's going to sift out. It's going to, a woman that has certain boundaries and carries herself a certain way, men who are beneath that usually don't even bother her. Like, I laugh about it, but I've even told a story about like how I went to the gym and once a man seen my ring, he was like, "Oh, you're well taken care of." Absolutely, sir. Thank you. Have a nice day. You don't hear me talking about the disrespectful inboxes and different things because I'm not getting that. Did I get it once upon a time? May one trickle in here and there? Yeah, maybe. I look good. I speak well. I'm attractive, of course. However, the standards that I set for myself, right? It automatically lets people know you got to come in at this level. You can't be down here trying to talk to me up here. I can't hear you. I'm up here. You're down here. I can't hear you. I don't even see you. Like, I'm looking at this level. I don't see you. So let the boundaries that you set and how you govern yourself do some of the vetting work for you. And that was a bonus gem. That wasn't even in my notes. That's just what came. So yes, the 3 points of today is number 1, clear boundaries are a sign of self-respect. So this isn't about controlling others. This is literally about you setting your own standards and being able to set them clearly for others so they know. Again, number 2, boundaries are not about controlling others. We have already made the perspective shift that we're not trying to control others with what we say. We're literally just trying to govern ourselves, and we communicate how we govern ourselves so people have the opportunity to align with us. And number 3, setting boundaries invites better relationships. So if you're not having the dating experience that you would like, if you are not attracting the type of men that you would like to, boundaries will help you do that. So here's what to ask yourself, right? And this is your opportunity to have some self-reflection. I am a avid journaler. My Kepties are also. We know the power of actually putting pen to paper, writing things out. So I would encourage you. I have 3 prompts today that are for self-reflection. And this is what you can ask yourself. Number 1, am I setting boundaries out of genuine self-respect, or am I trying to control others out of fear? What's driving your boundaries, right? Am I setting boundaries out of genuine self-respect, or am I trying to control others out of fear? Number 2. My passenger is shouting and agreeing. Come on now. Make sure you subscribe. Number 2. Do I communicate my needs clearly and lovingly? Or do I let unspoken expectations lead to disappointment? right? It is a complete waste of time to be upset about expectations that are going unmet that you did not communicate. So, number 2, do I communicate my needs clearly and lovingly, or do I let unspoken expectations lead to disappointment? And number 3, how can I shift my mindset to see boundaries as the key to a more empowered, respectful relationship? How can I shift my mindset, how I'm thinking, what my mind is set on to see boundaries as the key to a more empowered, respectful relationship? So that's what you can ask yourself. And if you didn't know, I am the kept wife strategist, but I have a coaching community. And I invite you to take the lesson further. If this conversation resonates with you and you're ready to start putting these empowering strategies into practice, I'd love to help you further that, right? I actually have a premium coaching community. It's private and it's invite only because this space is specifically curated for a certain type of woman, a woman that is going to share freely, a woman that is on the journey to a more abundant love, who desires captivity. But if you want to see if you qualify, or you just want to have a coaching session with me where we can talk about where you are, where you want to go, I can help you assess how to get there, like what is the most direct path to get you there, book a guidance call with me. If you book a guidance call with me, obviously there's an investment, right? We're both investing our time, our energy. But by booking the guidance call, you're going to walk away with a plan going forward anyway. That's what you walk away with. But if you align with me and you're like, Deanna, you are my person, I need to be guided by you, I would love to receive your coaching, I would love to join in your community, and I feel like you align and would mix well with the Kepties, I will invite you. And then whatever the cost of your guidance call was, that goes towards your membership. So there you go. That's your way into the premium coaching community where my Kepties are. So if this is calling to you, just go ahead and set up your guidance call. Go to destinationdeanna.com. You can click on the top banner. It literally says book your guidance call right at the top. Take care of that. We will get started. I ain't going to talk to you this week. You're going to have to get on my calendar next week, because this week I got to catch up with my Kepties. I've been gone for a week. We got to talk. I got to get caught up with them, but I will get to you next week. My books open up next week. So here is my coaching gem to pull it all together, right? And I see I got some comments. Hold on. Let me get to those. Hi, Keisha. Girl, my fingers can't write as fast as you talking. I love these question prompts. Do you need me to repeat the prompts? Let me know if you need me to repeat the prompts before I log off. I do have another live at 1:30 that I got to get to, but I can certainly do that. Kepti Ashley, having Deanna as my mentor was one of the bases that changed my life. Thank you so much, Ashley. You always speak so highly of working with me and having my support. And it is truly an honor and a pleasure to support you. So thank you so much. Keisha, yes, please. Or will they be in the subby community? Keisha, you know what? I will put them in the subby community so you can just copy them from there. Okay. So you can either go back and watch, but I'll also put them in the subby community. Thank you for reminding me. I will put them in the subby community as soon as I get off of here, because that's where I'm going to the live Q&A. So I have, you can subscribe to my Facebook page. And I do a once a month live Q&A. They get to ask me whatever they want. I share some of my behind the scenes and all of that good stuff. It's literally only 99 cents a month. So go to Facebook, Destination Deanna, click the subscribe button, and you can get access. You are so welcome, Keisha. Thank you for reminding me, honey, and I'll see you over there in a few minutes. Let me go ahead and give you all my coaching gem. to pull the lesson all together, right? If you don't get anything else out of this lesson, please get this one thing. Remember, ladies, boundaries aren't barriers. They do not get in the way. They're actually blueprints, right? Set them right and you'll build a love life that represents the respect you have for yourself. Right? So we are no longer seeing boundaries as a limitation, as something that gets in the way of love. Actually, it supports you having better, more empowered, more transformational love experiences. So boundaries, get some, right? Get you some boundaries, right? And as always, I appreciate you all for taking the time out of your day and being here. That's right, baby. Tell them subscribe. I appreciate you for being here. Oh, y'all see my locket? It was one of my anniversary gifts. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Y'all know I love my hearts. Almost always my earrings are hearts. You know how much I love love. My husband listens to me because I told him I wanted like a little necklace and I wanted like gold, and he knows I love my bling. So he gave me both because he loves me. But anyway, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Boundaries by you, for you, by you. I love that. So thank you all for spending the time with me. I will be back on Wednesday, 1 p.m. for Sounds About Wife. Now, this is specifically for my Kepties and aspiring Kepties who want to prepare to be kept wives. That's on Wednesday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Destination Deanna. Please remember that God is love. We are of God. So attracting love should be easy, especially when you have me guiding you on the journey. So see you next week as I provide more coaching gems for your growing crown. I love you all. Bye.